after we have finished our musical practice, it's also a good idea to do some cool-down stretches to release any residual tension that we may have left in our bodies. So I'm offering several exercises that you can try. You can do all of them. You can do them in this order, or you can pick and choose the ones that are most helpful to you. But here are some options that I find helpful after practicing. So in this case, I do have a mat, and I'm using the floor. Hopefully that will be acceptable for you, but these floor exercises are particularly helpful. So we'll start laying on our backs on the mat. Lay back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, arms at your sides, looking straight ahead, and simply give a little push from the heels. Make your body shimmy up and down. I've heard this called a spandana movement, and it's meant to release the fascia, or the connective tissue in your body. It actually feels really great. Sometimes it's helpful to even put your feet further, and you'll get a bigger motion. And of course, with any yoga-inspired practice, we want to breathe deeply. So do this for as long as it feels good. Our next stretch is stay on your back and put your feet apart as far as the width of the mat, keeping your knees bent, and tee your arms out to your sides. Drop your shoulders to the floor, and exhale. Take your knees to the left. Keep your shoulders on the floor and take your gaze in the opposite direction from your knees, toward your right hand. Breathe deeply and enjoy the stretch or the twist in your spine. Inhale your knees back to center. Take a moment to stretch tall. Bring your feet back to that width of the mat apart. Knees bent. Tee your arms. Exhale and take your knees in the opposite direction now, to the right, and your gaze to the left. Keeping your shoulders on the mat. Breathe deeply. Inhale your knees back to the center. Bring your feet together and roll to one side. And come up to hands and knees. Your wrists should be right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Spread the fingers apart. And we're going to do the cat-cow. So we're going to exhale and round the back, gazing at your navel. And inhale, bring the chest forward, the gaze up, arch the back, shoulders down the back, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Cat-cow is also an excellent yoga practice to reduce anxiety. So it's also a wonderful stretch to do right before performance if you're nervous and trying to calm yourself before going on stage. Cat-cow coordinated with those long, deep breaths can really be helpful. The next thing we're going to do is a hovering child. Now, child's pose, you would start in this hands and knees position and then take your hips back and drop your head. We're not going to go all the way down. We're going to take our hips back, feel the stretch here and in the back body. And then we're going to put a little sway motion in our hips. We can come really far forward and back to release the lower back and hips. Breathe deeply as always. Come back to hands and knees. From here we'll go to standing. And we'll do a shoulder stretch that can be really helpful. You use the wall for this. So you're going to start by facing the wall and placing your palm against the wall. About shoulder height, maybe lower. You want to find a spot that doesn't create tension. And then you're slowly going, you connect that shoulder to the wall and slowly turn your body away from the wall. You get a good shoulder stretch with this. Don't overdo it though. Find a place that's a good stretch and then breathe into it and wait for a release. Turn back in toward the wall and do the other side. Breathe deeply. lot of many string players will store tension in those shoulders, and of course we're working in front of us. We need to take those shoulders back again and remind them of their range of motion. Breathe deeply as you stretch. Exhale and release. Okay. Standing in Tadasana, or mountain pose with our feet together, kneecaps lifted, tummy tucked, expand the chest, arms to the side. We're going to do some neck releases. So the first thing we're going to do is just the yes-no motion. So exhale and drop your chin to your chest. Inhale and gaze up at the ceiling. Move slowly. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, center. Now, we're going to take our hands behind our head, and we're going to drop the chin toward the chest. We're not going to push on our head. We're simply going to let the weight of our arms hang on the head a little bit. Be careful not to strain that, but to just apply that a little bit of weight. Exhale, drop, and feel the stretch of the back of the neck. Don't overdo it. Breathe deeply. Hold it for a period of time. You may feel a release, which would be the best. Continue to draw your shoulders down your back. And feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Being careful not to press. Inhale back to center. Take your right hand and place it at the top of your head. Place it on the back corner of the opposite back corner of your head, and draw the head forward. So if this was 7 o'clock, you're going to take your head to 1 o'clock. Again, you're not pulling. You're simply letting the weight, a little bit of the weight of the hand and arm, rest on the head. You'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck. Breathe deeply. Keep drawing the shoulders down the back. Keep a tall spine. Focus on that stretch, but don't press. Exhale and release. Let's do the same for the other side of the head. So inhale deeply, tall spine, shoulders down the back, and then bring the head now to a 10 or 11 o'clock position. Not pressing with the hand, but applying just a little bit of the weight of the hand. Feel the stretch now in the back of the neck, the side back. Draw the shoulder down. Breathe deeply. Remember not to press. Release. Do a few more of those yes, no's. So exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, slowly gaze at the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, slowly gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, head up. Okay, one more, and this is my favorite. Sometimes I use this even just as a practice break, just to loosen things up a little bit. So you're going to start in Tadasana. Again, tall spine. Take your hands behind your back, clasp your hands, keep a slight bend in the elbows, draw the shoulders down, tall spine, hinge at the hips, and fold forward, leading with the chest, and then the crown toward the floor, crown of your head toward the floor. Raise the hands toward the ceiling while drawing the shoulders down the back. Nod your head yes. Gently shake your head no. I find this releases so many places in my body. It's just a wonderful practice break. Now release the clasp, bring your hands to the floor in the center, sort of in a prayer hands. Your left hand down and sweep your right hand up. Twist. Exhale and lower. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale and lower. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale and lower. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale and lower. Hands to your hips, elbows to the ceiling. Inhale, draw your up. Hopefully you feel all stretched out and relaxed and ready to move on. So choose any or all of those stretches. See what works for you.